And as always, I hope this finds you well. I am just really feeling led with, Aquarius season and Pluto going into Aquarius. Like, gosh, we got to get a message out there for y'all. And if you're an Aquarian, you may have already saw that I put out a reading like this just for the Aquarians. If you missed it, go check it out. But yeah, I felt like, oh, I can't leave everybody else out. So this will be a collective reading for everybody, okay, Aquarian or not. And I know people like it to be sign specific. So what I'm going to try to do is have some closing quick messages at the very end that would be specific to the individual signs, okay? That said, I've got to also remind people coming in from TikTok that the pace here is a little bit more chill, okay? It's going to be spirit led, and, we're going to take as long as we need to take, not as long as TikTok says, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of that. I know y'all like it to pop and everything, but that's really not how intuition works. I've got to speed up my talking time over there. I've got to edit all the pauses out. And I know that, people have a life to get to, right? But I hope that y'all value the quality here. This is quality, right? Of us sitting with spirit for as long as we need to. So get yourself a cup of coffee or tea or whatever makes you happy. And thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for helping me receive and give the messages that you have for my viewers. And it's a very select audience. Very select. Because number one, my reach is only so far. Number two, there's only, it takes a special type of person to give their attention to this type of reading, right? Hopefully, this is not going to be a Mick reading, right? This is going to be the I don't know, how do you say, 4-course, 5-course meal, right, at the steakhouse. Please, Spirit, let's have it. And if I am going annoyingly slow, then click on the top right hand corner on your mobile device on that gear icon. Click on it, then click on playback speed and put me at 1.25. That should help. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, let me say, I'm really feeling led to do let's get into a 9-card spread for starters, okay? And yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, okay. I just want to get an overview. I want to get a basic overview of the collective. But more specifically, the group of people that's here, right? What do my viewers in this reading want to know? Oh, okay. I promise you my hands are not that dirty ordinarily, but I guess that was from lighting that candle and messing with that Palo Santo. So be it. Okay. Please show me, Spirit, 9-card spread. Please show me for the people viewing. Please show me. Oh, wow, I'm getting something really, really quick. Okay. Let's go for it. Let me say also before I reveal this, I am feeling, generally speaking, that this is an energy of Pluto and Aquarius, an energy of transformative relationships, okay? empowering relationships within humanity. But to get there, it comes through a lot of change. And I'm going to say it as an Aquarian who's been going through a very long transit that I'm going to be coming out of in March of Chiron in my 11th house, healing attachments to people and relationships and the collective and, you know, my social life and stuff like that. I can absolutely tell you that um, I have gone through a lot of changes in relationships that have brought about changes in me and how I see relationships. And I feel that for the collective, that we are all more or less going to be going through that with Pluto and Aquarius. All right, at the foundation, we have Page of Cups, and maybe a water sign is relevant, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but generally this is a card of communications, communicating those feelings, communicating those emotions, and being more empathic, being more loving in our messaging towards others, having more of a sensitive soul. So, you know, looking at what we're consciously going through at this time, it seems like there is a lot of withdrawal here. And some people may feel like they've lost their way, okay? It looks like they want to, people want to get going off in a new direction, but I'm going to be straight, I'm getting a lot of self-concern and soul searching. Some of you are aware that maybe you had passions. You had things that you were passionate about, but it didn't move you forward. And you're painfully aware of that. That's why some of you have withdrawn and gone within and are really trying to get some kind of, you know, spiritual guidance on how do I move this forward? How do I get a brand new start in my life? And some of you, yes, this might involve travel. Some of this might involve, you know, a sexual union. But I'm getting a lot of reflection on also maybe I'm hearing something about derailed. The signs of Virgo, Cancer, and Sagittarius may be relevant. I am also getting this energy of some of you may be, I don't know, taken aback by a realization that in order to get some brand new start, whether it be with travel or a creative project or sexual union, you may have to do things very differently. You may have to go down a path less traveled. You may have to swim against the grain. Some of you actually also, what I'm getting here is a feeling of I'm lost. I've lost my sense of direction, or I know what my desired destination is, but I don't know how to arrive there. Because I lost my way, I was misdirected, what used to work no longer works. Wow, I'm getting some deep okay, let's continue. So this is like what you're conscious of. You're aware of this. The reality is that actually that's a pretty positive move. I mean, the reality is that some of you, yeah, you know, you're kind of on pause here. I mean, you got that right. In your soul searching, where you feel like maybe you lost your way, the reality is you just waiting for your ships to come in. And some of you, the reality is that you're waiting for the scales to balance. You're waiting for things to level out and stabilize. And I don't know, I'm getting something about when Uranus finally gets out of Taurus, okay, which I think we've got like another 2 years of that, and it started back in 2018. So this has kind of been like that in reverse. All right, there's been a lot of instability for the collective in general when it has to do with everything going on in this 3D realm, whether it's money or material achievements. And if you're an Aquarian like me and you've had this impact in your fourth house, you've definitely, had trouble putting down roots since 2018. And I'm sorry to say it's not coming out for another couple years now. However, the reality is, the good news is, you're just waiting, okay? It's going to come because this is fated. This is karmic. And it's almost like I'm hearing a shaking. All of the instability that the world has been feeling with that Uranus and Taurus transit is a shaking out of what is maybe it can't last, it can't endure, it doesn't really add value. Not over the long term. But I'm also getting something about, and this is, I'm just kind of in a flow here, so I don't entirely understand what I'm saying, but I'll just say it because I hear it, I'm going to honor it. It's something about a reset, right? And I don't want to talk about that WEF reset. No. Not that. That's the false reset. Okay? I'm talking about, I'm hearing New Earth. New Earth, okay? I'm talking about this casting away of things that have been unjust. People putting their security in things that they ought not. I can go on a long hole. I don't know why I'm getting sucked into that, all right? But I guess the main takeaway here is that some of you who are feeling alone and lost right now with your lives, it's not that far gone, okay? The reality is you're waiting, but eventually, it's a matter of time. Your ships will come in. The scales will balance. Things will balance, level out. We had to go through this, though, in order, this is karma. This is karmic lessons that I think many of us really were soul contracted in this life to come into, okay? By the way, this is the main issue here. This is the central theme. This is the main issue for all of us collectively, is that there are issues having to do with honoring our soul's contracts, that we came into this life, I'm hearing, for a time such as this. Book of Esther, Bible. You were born for a time such as this. I'm hearing something about righting wrongs. And I'm also hearing it has to get ugly before it gets better. And some of you knew this. You came into this life knowing. I'm hearing something about cleaning house. Cleaning house. So yes, things are on hold, but look, that's fantastic. You go from a 3 to a 4, from waiting to things balancing and harmonizing. I don't know why I'm seeing, like, whenever I clean my house, sometimes it looks messier before it looks, you know what I'm saying? You start dragging all the trash out and the dishes and the laundry and all of that, and you got piles of crap everywhere. And then, but when you finally get it all out, my God, it looks so much better. It doesn't look like chaos. And we're in this time right now, I'm getting intuitively, where we are gathering up the trash to take it out. Absolutely. What you're unconscious of. There's stuff from the past, and it might have to do with money. It might have to do with secrets. Things lurking in the shadow having to do with money matters. And I'm getting a vibe that this has to do with some of you were not living in the abundance that was intended for you in this life, and you're not even aware of it. You're not even aware of it. That you were not supposed to be living like a peasant. You, whatever you thought you had gained in this world that was so doggone great was like, not actually that grand. Like you were supposed to have more. I'm hearing something about you didn't. I'm getting a couple things. Not knowing any better, and I'm hearing they know not. They know not what they have done, okay? Some of you resorted to things that you would not have done had you been living in the abundance that was destined for you, that had been stolen from you, that you never were aware of. You thought this is just the way it is, or this is the way it's supposed to be, or I guess this happens to everybody, or this is the way life goes. No. You're not even aware of who you are at your highest potential. Oh man, I'm really in a flow for somebody here. Some of you, you still haven't done shadow work, okay? And I'm going to say that probably in March I will try to run a promotion on that. I am still now like doing if you want to do healing work with me, because I'm seeing the need here, and some of you don't have a lot of resources, I have 20% off on my healing readings that are like 2 hours long, where I get into all this shadow work that nobody wants to do. But to be frank with you, if you don't do the shadow work, if you don't know your shadow is going to run you in this life, and it's going to rob you of your potential. When I'm talking shadow, I'm talking your karma. I'm talking your Black Moon Lilith placement, your inner demons, how you self-sabotage yourself, how you get in your own way. Some of you, because you were so scrapping everything together, not doing the emotional work, not doing the spiritual work, because this matrix has had you focusing on chasing dollars rather than God's currency. I'm hearing something about squandered opportunities. Squandered opportunities. Wow. So let me think about where I want to go with this. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this spread, actually. It looks like in the past, and I'm getting a lot of, some of you, it looks like that's about when you, there might be a situation with during lockdown. I don't know why that's coming to me. I'm getting something about being put on hold, being in reserve. I'm getting like a lot of waiting around and holding back. Why? Because you are reminiscing about the good old days. You're wanting things to go back to the way they were. Now, let me see what else I can get on that. What is this stuff in the past? Honestly, I'm getting a lot. It's like I'm getting a feminine and a masculine energy not cooperating. Why would you reminisce about that? Maybe something having to do with father and children. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing is that things are not coming together. There's a lack of cooperation between the masculine energy and the feminine. And it looks like, honestly, the feminine is looking towards the masculine, but the masculine is just appearing to be indifferent, if I may be blunt. Like, so it's not coming together. Who cares? There's something going on with masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, water sign might be relevant here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries might be relevant as well, but it's a lack of cooperation. So, okay, so I'm getting something about you might have had regrets about getting wish fulfillment. And again, I'm getting like somebody holding back. There's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius over there. And a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We're getting a lot, like the kings, okay? Some of you secretly have been wishing for some kind of fulfillment, particularly with masculine. Like there's 3 kings here. Like all of them are represented, but air. Most prominently fire, Aries. And I get from the feminine energy that she's looking at it. And air sign, Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, putting her back to it. Like, you know, I don't know if at some point in time there was a deep caring about why isn't this coming together? Why isn't this working? But then eventually there's a turning away from it and not showing any kind of interest, because this might have been a dynamic between of masculine and feminine where somebody feels like promises were broken, or there was some kind of emotional manipulation. I'm going to get into more of a personal reading. Like I'm going to do a 5 card in a moment, but I feel this is more of a general what's going on with humanity. Like, you're seeing this type of dynamic go on in the past, and I'm almost getting a Six of Cups in reverse vibe. Like, why are you nostalgic about that? I mean, what's so great about that? You thought that was great? I don't mean to, like, rain on anybody's parade here, but it's almost like some of you in your past, you're waiting around for something maybe to improve, but unfortunately, the problem here is the masculine energy is showing up very uninterested, and it looks like the feminine energy ends up becoming uninterested. It's a hardening is what I'm getting, because the masculine is looking indifferent and not cooperating towards a feminine. The feminine ends up hardening herself and turning her back. And this is in the past placement. Like, this is what's been going on in a lot of the relationship dynamics. This is the vibe I'm getting off of this. Like, this is what has happened in a lot of relationships. Presently, it looks like there's a situation with things not quite moving forward the way that you had hoped. As I said before, dealing with delays. Yes, you are in fact waiting. It's a reality. You're waiting on something. But there might be some ego issues going on with people where they're trying to push their own agenda, and yet there's something karmic here to deal with. Like, it might be legalities, things going on within the legal system that have fenced people in monetarily. And again, it's in the unseen. Like, you don't really know why your opportunities are not that great, or it's like, you're waiting for the crumbs to fall, so to speak. Like, whatever opportunity you do have that is given to you or that you give to people is not really that grand. Because there's things going on also external to you, okay? I mean, this is major arcana telling me there are forces beyond you. And I'm getting, like, whatever opportunities are presently being communicated, whether it's, some kind of new job offer, or some kind of good money news coming in, or you setting goals. The reality presently right now is that many of us collectively, we're not really, and I can say this even for myself. Like, I set my goals every year, but in this year in particular, my goals were very modest. I usually have some very pie in the sky goals that I set for myself. And years ago, I would even go out and do like a 5-year. Have you heard about people doing 5-year goal setting? No more. Because there's so much, where is this going energy, and how much longer am I going to be waiting around for my ships to come in, and I guess I got to hold back for now. There's so much of that energy going on that frankly is showing up in your past. Like, you've already been dealing with this for how long now, and you come into this year where you're like, I mean, whatever goals I set for myself, it's very in the, like, I just take it quarterly now rather than setting annual goals. I just do, quarterly. And it's kind of baby steps and one thing at a time. Because I don't really feel like I can move some major mountains in my life. And I know a lot of y'all feel that way. It's kind of a wait and see. And I'm getting off of these cards here. It's no wonder. We're talking major arcana where Spirit is stepping in and saying, you know, that's going to be in divine timing. That's going to be whenever people are accountable and fair and justice and balance has been restored. And if you're going to feel lost about it, well, maybe so be it. You're not really lost, you're kind of waiting. It will eventually balance out, but now I'm hearing whoa doggy, like you're going to have to slow it down, and if that means you got to go a little bit at a time, then so be it. That's the present energy. In the future, looking pretty good for the most part. I don't think with this moon card, I don't think you see it here, right? This is very veiled energy. Some of you can maybe, if you tune into your intuition, maybe, and some of you with your dreams and visions, you can get some downloads about that. But I do feel like, particularly if you're wanting to move residences, that is probably going to happen. But again, I don't know that you see when exactly it's going to come in. I might pull some timing cards on that. I am getting a lot of sensitivities as well about, stabilizing your home life or having harmony in a relationship or getting a new sexual union. There's a lot of sensitivities around that. And maybe some disappointments here as well. Like, again, I see something new, but a second. Tell me more about this ace. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is interesting. I do think it... Look at that. All right. Some of you are going to have a new sexual union that comes in the future, and this is actually going to be very harmonious union. Do I want to call it twin flame? I know some people would like to call it twin flame because there's 1111 there, you see? But, if you're like me and you don't really believe in that kind of stuff, you take it how it applies. This could be a wedding, though. It could be a wedding ceremony. Could be, some kind of harmony with a home, within a home, coming together, gathering with people, things stabilizing. I'm going to get a timeline on that in just a moment, but I want to get more about this. Tell me more about this Four of Wands. Yeah, somebody getting a new home, okay? And it, for us, two aces, maybe of a new partnership. This is almost kind of sounding like the Aquarius reading. If it is a new partnership, I'm going to tell you this is going to be a passionate union. There's going to be a lot of attraction between you and this person. And this is maybe somebody that you're going to travel with, get a home with. This is actually exciting. And I'm also getting that perhaps also this is a union where, you know what, honestly, like, man, I have been like looking for that for a long time, because it seems like you can maybe get one but not the other, right? Because fire is not the most stable. And what's stable is not the most exciting. So, right, sometimes these seem like they're at odds, like it's an oxymoron, right? But they're showing up, both of them, in your future. So I'm really digging this. Some of you definitely are getting a new home, but if this is also a new sexual union, I see there being trust, stability, security there, and harmony, which is like, holy smokes, how do we do that? Like, I do. Some of you have your doubts, okay? You have your doubts or you don't see it, okay? You don't see it. Let me see. I had a flipper. Yeah, because what I'm seeing here in this card that flipped, if I can, there it is. Page of, no, Knight of Cups in reverse. There's been something with your life that is like, okay, you've gone through a lot of disappointment, I think, for some of you with your ideals. Okay, yes, it might be your romantic life where you've dealt with partners who maybe you had idealized them or the connection or where it was going and what you could achieve with them in terms of life partnership. Some of you, a lot of emotional issues, like I said, you and or others needing to do the shadow work, needing to confront your own fears, doubts, insecurities. You needing to face down intimacy issues, you needing to deal with, did I say commitment issues? Maybe unrealistic expectations, like not really looking at who this person is, not who you want them to be. And so I do feel like in the future, some of you will be addressing this issue because this has been a major life lesson that came in reverse that has brought up a lot of regrets, feeling sorry about, I'm hearing missed opportunities, what wasn't, what could have been. Now I'm being brought back to this as well. I'm almost getting a longing for what wasn't or what could have been. There's been a major lesson possibly over the last 29 years that is still unfinished. You're still in the future having to work on this and sort this all out. And again, it might be this contrast of, how do I have a relationship in this 3D realm that is stable and secure when we're dealing with real people who have real problems in real life and we're all flawed, right? And how do we keep things stable despite these emotional issues? How do we harmonize when we've got all this emotional work to do and to confront and face? And how do we keep this exciting and passionate in the process? I mean, this is a huge, like, humanity does not know how to do this by and large, okay? Like, this is like next level. And I'm going to go back to this main issue again. This is about these karmic relationships. The Justice card can represent Libra, and Libra's in the South Node right now. So we're having to kind of flush down the commode all of these ways of relating to others. All right, self versus others with the nodes in Aries and Libra. We're having to release this way of relating to people where nobody's dealing with their emotions. They're hiding, suppressing, denying. They're making believe that other people don't have emotional issues and needs that need to get addressed. And they're not really confronting head on this complication in relationships of, how do we maintain harmony as we're working through our differences? and the things that we're maybe even running from within ourselves. And what I'm getting is this main lesson here also has to do with becoming more empathic and sensitive spirits. It has to do with communicating ourselves in a more loving, considerate way towards others. I'm getting something else here about how limited we have been in our relationships because this matrix is so dependent on the monetary system. But when you're in an economy like we're in right now, where people can't just run out and get a new house, a new home, or they have trouble stabilizing the home front, or they can't even put together a money to take somebody out on a date, you realize how many opportunities are lost because people show up a day late and these days a few $100s short. You know, and it's a perversion of our reality. It is twisting, like, who would you be if money was not a problem? Like, if you could take that person out on a date, if you could live where you want to live, if you could pay for XYZ needs to be met like that, no problem. Who would you be? Would you hold yourself back so much? Or would you live more out loud? And some of you are waiting on things to get better to make this offering. But I'm almost getting the vibe that Spirit is like, no, the challenge here is, how do you do this? How do you communicate yourself in a way where you are sensitive to your limitations and others, and you don't hold yourself back so much? It's almost like the Aquarian reading. Because in the Aquarian reading, I was getting like, we got to open up, we got to talk, you know? And what I'm getting here is a little bit similar in that there needs to be more sensitive conversations, more empathic, right? Because when we don't put those offers out there, we don't put those kind gestures that unfortunately are so related to money, and it stunts us individually, it stunts our relationships because we don't do things because you can't afford it, right? And then people just don't know. Again, I'm going to go back to this. They're not aware of what could be or could have been or should have been had people had more to work with. Like, I have no clue right now how many people actually want a reading from me and have wanted a private reading from me for a long time. But they haven't gotten one because they can't afford it. Or at least they feel they can't. They believe they can't. They might be affording other things, but that's another, issue. But the point is, when we don't like give to others, it can make others feel like, wow, what am I doing here? What is the point of this relationship? I don't know that this person really values me. I feel like we have to rise above the deficits is what I'm getting. And the way we rise above the deficits, when you can't bring this. You got this in the undercurrent, okay? Yes, in the future we'll get there. that's going to happen. But for the meantime, you only show up with this. How do we do it? We overcome it by communicating. I've been, by the way, trying to do that a little bit more with people. Like, some guy had to go get some windshield wiper blades the other day, and he stopped and he helped me. He's like, "Do you need help with that?" And I said, "Well, maybe I haven't done this in a while." And he started helping me. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I would tip you. I don't have any cash on me." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." It's just, I guess, acknowledging is what I'm trying to say. Acknowledging, I would like to give to you. I would like to do more. I don't have it on me right now. Or, is there some other way? Is there some way that I can give back to you? Is there anything you can think of? And you might not have a lot to give, but what can you give? And I'm getting a strong vibe here that we've got to collectively overcome the deficits in our relationships by communicating in more of a sensitive way. Yeah. Some of you, you are going to get a new start, all right? Might be Aries season when that happens. The second half of March, the first half of April. Again, I don't know if you see it though. Some of you are very much tight-fisted with those funds and trying to move on from difficulties. And again, I'm getting waiting. And the waiting for some of you is quite grievous because the money is upside down and some of you just don't know when or how this is going to stabilize. Let's see if I can get any other messages here. The direction that this could possibly move in is, listen, I do believe that some of you will definitely have a new passionate beginning. It might have to do with children and family. I'm seeing that. For others of you, this is a karmic. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that. It's a sexual union and there is a karmic vibe to it where you're going to learn soul lessons from each other. I know some of y'all don't want to hear about a karmic. But we're here to learn lessons, and that's you will be learning from this person as they're learning from you. And again, it might be soul contracted that you're here to help this person learn something in life, and vice versa. But again, for some of you, this is maybe involving children. I'm seeing heavy on the air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and I'm seeing masculine and feminine relationships, possibly Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and working on stabilizing, getting a new start, stabilizing and harmonizing very personal, private relationships where it seems that there has been some kind of disregard for other people's contribution. Things maybe in the past didn't come together. And there might have been some cutting off and not talking about it, but it looks like, again, I'm seeing, a lesson will be learned about this, and there will be a new start and it will stabilize. It's actually pretty positive. Now, I'm also seeing that another potential direction this can move in, because, we have free will, is that some of you, I'm getting kind of a standoffish, if I may be frank, where I'm seeing that perhaps the karma in some of these relationships is withdraw and not really opening up. and maybe people having to do their shadow work alone in solitude. There's two different options here, right? Clearly, you're either going to do this work in your relationships or you're going to do them alone from people. And again, it might be a mixed bag for many of us. Some people you'll be able to, you know, come together with them, and other people you won't. Because, like I said, with free will, I mean, we can't, some people don't want to do the spiritual work. And that's going to happen more and more. We're going to see that divide happening more and more with the people who just want to pop a pill and go to sleep, you know? And then you have other people that are part of this awakening, which is really what I believe is happening here. This awakening that is occurring, people are starting to understand, wow, I need to step up my game when it comes to my relational skills. I need to heal myself. I need to face my own shadow, my, inner demons. I need to do the shadow work. But of course, there's other people that they're going to like do everything within their power to run from their karmic lessons in this life. Sad but true. And so I'm just going to say this, like, I'm a very serious soul because this is a very serious life, all right? Some people are, they like to F around and find out. I'm not the one. I'm a life path 9, and I have absolutely no desire to come back to this rock. None. Okay, let this be my last rodeo. That's what I said. So, like, a girlfriend of mine who's very, very suicidal, I said, listen, honey, I really, trust me. I get it. I feel you. I'm there with you. Like, but if there's such a thing as reincarnation, I do not want to be sent back because I didn't fulfill my mission, my contract. I'm bringing this up because that Justice card is the central theme, an issue that came up. It's about soul contracts. And so, yeah, I don't want to get sent back because I didn't fulfill my soul contract, because I didn't learn my karmic lessons in this life, because I checked out. I clicked the easy button. And that's another reason why I try not to Neptune out as much as I possibly can with my Pisces stellium. I try not to get off into drugs, alcohol, addictions, and all of that. I try to stay grounded in reality as much as possible with all my Aquarius and Pisces placements. Try to deal with reality as much as I can. Because I don't want to miss out on graduation. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get into a 5-card spread. Yeah, we're almost at an hour. Okay. I want to do something maybe a little bit more personal because I'm going to tell you that 9-card spread felt very Aquarian, like humanity vibe, like the state of humanity right now. Okay, but I want to get something for those of you who want more of like a personal feeling read. Let's see what pops up for my viewers here. The World card. So again, we go back to this major 29-year cycle finalizing. And the main issue is the truth, okay? In the past, might have been a partnership, might have been an agreement that you had, a decision that you made to come into agreement with someone. Future, it looks like you have some good money news coming in. There's that, you got 2 aces again. Sweet Jesus, I'm telling you. These readings lately are having all these aces. It's wild. Like, well, I shouldn't say all, it's two. It's always two, which to me is an indicator of a new partnership coming in for many of you. And again, I'm going to go back to South Node in Libra with that Justice Libra card at the center of the last spread. It's like some of these relationships we've been in the past, they're not going to make it. They're not. But the good news is it makes space in your life for relationships that will. But I'm hearing something about getting reconfigured, reconfiguring relationships. Like some people, they're just not going to fit. They never fit. They're not, they're going off on a whole nother, right. They're just into escapism mode. They want to come back to this life another 10 times, whatever. But if you're here to get down to business like I am, stop playing around, stop playing stupid games, winning stupid prizes in this matrix, well then, you're going to have to part ways with those people. Let them play their dumb games. But I am getting, for some of you, yes, it's a reconfiguring within yourself and a reconfiguring with others. Some people make the cut, some people don't. The main issue is, I think, getting clarity and seeing the truth about yourself and another. There might be some kind of message that comes in. There might be some kind of breakthrough, actually. That is an omen of victory. I want to find out more about that. Tell me more about that Ace of Swords. Tell me more about that Ace of Swords. Please tell me more. Oh my God, 2 cards showing victory. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, what is this victory about? Okay, oh my God. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, but some of you, you're going to get the victory by ending something, all right? Actually, it's something ending. Both of these are about ending something, okay? On its own, not a great card. Could be brutal, right? But honestly, I'm getting the vibe here that some of you, and this is a lot of ending and new beginnings. Do you see? Okay. Whatever it is that you are ending and then beginning, it is really bringing you some victory, okay? Like, this is success. I am really digging this. Can you tell me, let me get like a Lenormand, because I'm just kind of like, ooh, what is this? Like, I want to know. Let me get this. Okay. Please tell me more. Please tell me more about this Ace. More about this Ace. Also getting something here about attention, what you are giving your attention to, and what is giving attention to you, okay? This might have to do with, wow. This might have to do with how you've earned an income or how you get the bare necessities in life. And again, this is a mixed bag, okay? There may have been, some of you might feel like an ending is a bad omen, okay? That there's some bad omen here. Maybe might have to do with a lot of money, okay? Might have to do with issues of abundance. And I'm getting a contrast here of just the bare necessities, eking by a livable income, just putting the bread on your table versus living in opulence and abundance. There is some kind of contrast here. And again, going back to what is being given. What's being given is the victory, truth, clarity. you giving your attention to what's giving you that, attending to things where there is actual agreement in your relationships, in truth, not in theory, not because I idealize that we're going to make this work against all odds, or that this is a project relationship and, well, if I work hard enough, then maybe it'll work. No. This is like, we're in agreement because we're dealing with reality, we're dealing with the truth, whether it hurts or not. We're sober here. We're being logical. And we have a shared vision for the future. I am getting that I guess the pain of this is that, yes, sometimes sobriety is painful, right? Sometimes the truth is offensive. Sometimes it hurts. So the truth is, certain people are not going to come with you on your journey. The truth is, some things are just not going to bring you into the abundance that Spirit had planned for you. But what is? Through that pain, we get an increased awareness of what is. And it might not be what we want it to be. Again, I'm seeing there's some kind of decisions and partnership in the past. For some of you, maybe you tried to get a new home. Some of you tried to have stability, security in a relationship. You tried to go after that new financial opportunity, that new job or business. But it looks like there was some grief there that I don't know if there's been any healing. For some of you, this was a marital partnership. It might have been a business partnership for some of you. Possibly Gemini is relevant for some of you. But what I'm getting here is that some of you made some decisions, choices to try to lay down a foundation in your life, yet it results in some kind of grief, maybe having to do with a home, a breakup of a family possibly, and you missing this person, and maybe having to still heal from issues that left you feeling unloved in some respect. Because with that Four of Swords in reverse, I'm seeing that there is a lack of progress here. Something did not move forward in the way that it's like you made a decision to do something solid here, yet it didn't progress the way that you had hoped. And some of you maybe put so much effort into this that you're now exhausted, burned out. If this has been the breakup of a family, there's been some kind of estrangement in this dynamic. And some of you are like, where do we go from here? Again, I'm being brought back to that last spread with a Chariot in reverse. Like, where do we go from here? This is not moving forward. This is not progressing. Some of you have had to take a major sabbatical, a major time out to, deal with these issues that have been hard to process emotionally. Grief, loss, old wounds in these relationships, maybe having to do with trust, stability, security, like I said. Well, listen, you've got, again, here's this page of Pentacles coming in. Could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe a child or somebody, young. but I feel like this is some good money news coming in for you. Is it the Ace of Pentacles? Not so much, but it's something you can work with, right? It's not the King. It's not the King of Pentacles. I did see a King of Pentacles over here. Yeah, under... There's oh, and it's a Queen of Pentacles too, like a power couple. Sweet Jesus. At that foundation. And that's what's giving the victory, is to have a practical relationship where there's stability and security, because both people are showing up in that reality. They're doing what needs to be done to empower themselves and another in a relationship. Major, huge lesson here about this. So, you know, in the near future, I don't see, you know, those people showing up, but this, you know, I'm hearing do not despise small beginnings. Okay. This is an emotional connection here. This is somebody you actually care about, okay? This could be a friend, a family member, a lover. This person may have been dealing with some depression. You may be a little bit, I'm getting a little bit of sadness. Something maybe was not seen clearly or understood openly. And there might have been something disappointing that happened in this relationship, okay? It might have been a connection where one or both parties was not able to see the truth of a situation, or to see, look at the bright side of a situation, but it looks like there will be some kind of, what's going to happen with that? I don't want to speak too soon, but it almost looks like you could get a message. This has to do with, again, something not moving forward. And it might have been a timing issue. Things didn't progress and move forward because of a soulmate and a romantic connection, okay? What is hinging this all together? It looks like some of you definitely have a new sexual union coming in for you. I'm telling you, didn't that came up in the last spread? Tell me more about this. Okay, we've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, potentially. Okay. This is weird. This is really weird energy. Capricorn, Virgo might be relevant. I am getting that some of you, again, you're getting your new start because you're doing some emotional healing and you're breaking free of toxicity in yourself and in your relationships. You're taking your power back. Some of you actually leaving abusive relationships. Okay, you're going to recover. And this might have to do with healing again on your love nature, your emotional nature, your spiritual nature. You're doing the shadow work. And again, becoming a lot more loving and more of a sensitive soul. Similar messages I saw in the last spread. And that might, again, for some of you, come through solitude or pulling back. If you're not single and working on these issues alone, and you haven't worked on those issues alone, I'm getting a vibe that you might need to take a time out and do that in order to bring in this new sexual union. Others of you, I'm getting a vibe like you're going to maybe work with another person behind the scenes, privately. It's not out in the open. It might be a kind of a something that you're just doing between the two of you. You're working on this relationship privately, okay? And it might have to do with issues of, feeling alone and feeling like you've been at a stalemate and you're working through these issues of, why are we at this crossroads? How do we unblock emotions? How do we stop closing ourselves off? How do we overcome this impasse that we're at? And again, I'm getting either somebody working alone or privately with another to do emotional healing and break free of some toxic emotions. That is making way for a new sexual union. I guess so. In a nutshell, the advice is do the work alone or with another. And that's how we make this happen. Like it's hinging all of this together. Like Spirit is like, we're trying to bring in a new sexual connection for you. But do you see the truth of this? The truth is that, you're going to have to maybe end some things in order for this abundance to come in order for you to have the victory in this area of your life. And to have that victory, you have to work on toxic emotions or emotional, I'm getting something about stagnancy in relationships, a failure to grow emotionally in relationships, and that keeping you at an impasse with certain people because certain lessons need to be integrated in order to have success. Again, I'm just getting more of this stepping up your relational skills is coming out. So in the outcome, I see more of a curious approach with that Page of Swords. Tell me more about that. Like looking into something about, okay, I'm more of this young energy. Look at, we've got two pages of Pentacles, but 3 altogether on this spread. A lot of young energy, maybe children, maybe people younger than you, subordinates, but I am getting a message here of somebody really trying to think more deeply about why offers weren't made or things were not given, or thinking about why there's been a lack of commitment or a lack of planning for the future, or why things are just in the here and now and there's no, like, people putting off dealing with things too far in the future. I'm really getting you in a more, I guess, more of a mental space that is more present, and I'm hearing, like, rather than being preoccupied with where is this going and when is it going, it's more of a, well, right here and right now, we need to look inward at how to break free from being at an impasse in this relationship and getting free of toxic emotions. I do feel somebody is going to, in the future, they're going to come and communicate some offer. It might be small, but again, it looks like you're going to be thinking in the outcome. Honestly, it's a lot more of a present right here, right now. It's not really trying to look so much into where is this going, but where are we at and why are we here? I don't know why I'm seeing one of those mall maps where it says you are here. So you're looking at where you're at and how did you get here, okay? This new sexual union, something might be going on with this in this month of February. Well, I mean, I'm at the end of January right now when I'm filming this on January 29th, Monday. Something might have happened in August. Something might have changed where you might try to get something to lift off at that time, but it was something, I'm getting it didn't take off, okay? This month, something is going to happen with that, okay? If you were trying to get like a new partnership or a new sexual union or a new contract or come into agreement with somebody, I would say over the next 30 days, okay, I am seeing it is possible. Some of you might actually be putting, I'm going to put this out as well because there's a bit of a money vibe here. You might get a new job offer. Some of you may put out an application. A job offer may come in for you. There may be a contract for housing that comes in. It might be through someone you know. And I don't know that you see it coming. But I'm definitely seeing, yeah, this might be somebody that you really, somebody close to you, somebody that you have feelings for. Okay, you're affectionate towards them. They could be, you know, a soulmate. And again, soulmates could be a number of people. Tell me more about this new opportunity coming in. This, yeah, oh, somebody might be giving you a gift. Okay, a financial support. This could be some work that actually it might be long term. It might satisfy something for you, okay? It might start out just basic and no frills, and it just gets your basic bills paid, your basic necessities. Over time, it might bring you into some kind of abundance that actually goes beyond material abundance. You might meet people, make connections, and it might be through that actually that you come into a partnership. That's incredible. Okay, so yeah, I see that this is some kind of, you know, windfall that comes your way. So it could be a message coming in, maybe through someone you know that says, hey, I heard about that job opportunity, or I heard about this offer or this opportunity over here, whether it's a job or not. In some way, it's going to improve your situation financially. That's super, super positive. Anything else about this page of Pentacles? Anything more about that page of Pentacles? And we got a flipper. This might have to do with last summer. It might have to do with long distance travel. Some of you having trouble getting expansion with your life, and it might have to do with your occupation, your day-to-day work. Again, something maybe has not been getting you there. And so again, I'm getting something about a supplemental. This might be something that actually helps get you there with your finances and helps you break free, especially if you felt like your finances have been limiting you and that you are dealing with things out of your control. I see you recovering, and getting your power back financially through this opportunity that comes in over the next 30 days. That is super exciting. Let me see if I can talk to you also about this relationship. Let's see. Which one do I want to pull from? Yeah, I want to talk about what needs to get healed in these emotional relationships, okay? Actually, let me pull, like, what emotions need to get healed in these relationships? What emotions need to get healed? People feeling trapped. I'm telling you, it's just going back to this, you know, devil in reverse. Like, why am I? It's like I'm being brought back to that Mary Mary Shackle song. Man, that's an old song from back in the day. I haven't even heard that in forever. But having some conversations about people feeling like they're trapped, they're limited, they're discouraged, right? About what they're like being blocked in. And again, it might be financially, it might be materially. That I feel like I can't do what I want to do with my life, with my relationships with others because of my own limitations and blockages, and feeling discouraged, like things are out of their reach, or they're not who they want to be. They're not able to live to their fullest potential because the provision and the protection and really the freedom to live as they wish is not really there, and it's not really being supported. And so having conversations of, you know, how can I help you, or how can we help one another feel more free? Like really getting into talking about helping one another break out of this, okay? And encouraging others, like you're not alone. I'm getting something about more connectedness, okay? More connectedness and more in the communications, acknowledging, recognizing. Okay. How can we show up better in these relationships? What can we do to show up better in these relationships? Oh, wow. It just ran from me. Okay, well, let's look at that. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Well, that's at the foundation. And regret. Oh, yeah. So we saw the regret in the last spread at the foundation with that page of cups. And I think I saw it also with the 5 of cups as well over here in the past. Regrets from the past about decisions made and partnerships and unions where there's something unhealed. As much as you tried to get, build trust and have safety and security, there's some kind of loss there, okay? And this says, I know that I cannot change the past. And that is in the past placement with the regret. So, but I'm also getting, it's kind of like regretting this current stuff, regretting that I'm only showing up with a page of coins when I really want to show up with the king of coins or queen of coins. The judgment card says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Again, I'm being brought back to this energy of empathizing with people's struggles. Even though sometimes that can really even be a challenge for me, because I'm like, I don't know why they're having a problem with that. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but maybe they think that way about you. You know, like that's not their struggle in life. But maybe what you struggle with, they have that down pat, you know? What else needs to be healed in these relationships? How can we improve these relationships? How can we improve these relationships? Please show me. Please show me. Okay. Inspiration, ideas, spark, emotions, gut instincts, dreams, third eye chakra. Wow, 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 wow. Creativity. So we got pretty much everything here except the root chakra is not, the root and heart chakra is not showing up here, but we've got pretty much all the chakras showing up, and prominently third eye. So this is really like very Aquarian. By the way, this card came out in the Aquarian reading that I did for y'all. Like, this is about expanding and deepening that ability to, you know, follow the guidance of spirit and be spirit led, and be that type of energy in other people's lives. But really what I'm getting here for y'all is, again, something about communications, but spirit-led communications. And this is more about, right, communicating. This throat chakra, which came out in that Aquarian reading. How we're expressing ourselves, how we're expressing our passions, our emotions, to be creative, not destructive, right? How we express our feelings and moods in a way that actually bring harmony and balance rather than disharmony and balance, right? And a little bit more, even though this is like the solar plexus chakra, about how we're asserting ourselves. Notice this word intuition, knowing here, which is a bit of a, you know, Aquarian vibe as well, but there might be something here about trust. Making a move on things that you can trust. And when you're not sure, following your gut instincts. I think this is also about having relationships where we are inspiring one another to really be in tune with this emotional stuff, and to be expressive of it, and also in tune with being spirit-led, doing as spirit is leading, inspiring others to do. This is very high vibrational, honestly. This is like what the relationships, that's the advice that I'm basically getting off these cards. Living more of a high vibrational life. All right, so I'm going to close out with messages for all the signs, and I'm going to start with Aries and end with Pisces about your path forward. Okay? Right here, right now, messages. Please show me. Please show me for Aries. Journey by moonlight, distant thunder. So somebody you need to clear the air with, and you might have your doubts and your insecurities about saying what needs to be said, I don't know why I just saw that randomly. Some of you are alone, okay? You're trying to hold your peace by holding back and not saying anything. Some of you might be afraid that if you, speak your piece, that it's going to disrupt something, okay? It's like you're not sure, you have your doubts and your insecurities, but I think this is, more about needing to instead believe that things are possible, especially when you're honoring your emotions and you're asking other people to honor theirs. All right, let's go to Taurus. Please show me for Taurus. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. There is something that is very fated for you. Perhaps an Aquarian is relevant. And something with the astrology, there's a timing issue coming in for you. So keep moving forward, because honestly, it looks like wish fulfillment is slated for you. There may be, yes, some challenges ahead that might look daunting, or, it's not going to be necessarily an easy path forward. However, you're fated to get wish fulfillment if you just keep following that path. All right, Gemini. Like Aries, you also have Journey by Moonlight, and unlike Aries, you have grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. So some of you right now, I'm getting a different message for you, that you need to definitely do some grounding work. Okay, go out in nature, maybe walk barefoot if you can. Some of you maybe need to also get into water. Okay, I know it's not that time of year, but I am seeing a lot about water. So maybe doing a salt bath or something like that. Okay, I think this has a lot to do with emotions, and really some of you, I'm getting something about journaling possibly, or writing down your feelings and trying to maybe look at it more objectively, so that you can get more clear on your feelings and look at it more objectively, okay, about your feelings. That's all I got on Gemini. Okay, let's move on to Cancer. Unknown territory, you are exactly where you need to be. And rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. You might have some messages coming in for you, some hopefully encouraging messages, although I am seeing the possibility that some of these messages might be distractions. Some of you are on a path right now that might feel alone. It might feel cold, but what I'm getting here is you're doing what you need to be doing at this time, especially if you are working on being fully present and healing what's going on in the here and now, and trying to let go of some things in the past. That might be, a little bit foreign to you, particularly if you are fond of kind of keeping things very protected in your inner world, okay? But I do feel like you are being asked to kind of step out of that and do whatever healing work is needed. Rather than protecting emotions, I'm getting something about purging and releasing and processing emotions, which may feel very uncomfortable for you, but that's what I'm seeing needs to be done. All right, let's move to Leo. Let's see what the messages are for Leo. watching clouds. Lie back, rest, and relax. It's a good message. And crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Are some of you in a bit of a timeout? Okay. Or you need to take a time out to reflect on how you can build some bridges or cross some bridges. Yeah. How do you... I'm getting a lot of contemplation, pulling back to contemplate how you can bridge divides, how you can overcome maybe some emotional issues. I'm getting something about water under the bridge. And then this is an odd message, but how can you allow the emotional currents in your life to propel and set you on sail in the direction that you need to go, that actually connects you to people and places that you need to be? All right. Let's move on to Virgo. Staying focused, hold the course, and wondrous universe. Walk in beauty. Oh, wow. That's almost looks like the Hermit card, honestly. I mean, both of these are like very wizard-ish, right? Is there something that you need to focus on in terms of manifestation in your life? I'm not getting much more than that. It's like a very simple message for you. There's something about wizardry and being able to manifest and be resourceful. I'm almost getting like a magician card vibe, and you being able to see beyond the present and see into the beauty of the bigger picture. Okay, that was a weird message. Let's go on to Libra. Yes, let's get a message for Libra. Please show me Libra. Solitude. Yeah, y'all have had some heavy readings. You really have. And probably because the South Node is in Libra right now, that's not a picnic, right? That's rough. In silence, peace prevails. So some of you having to hold your peace. Embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. I am getting a message here. I don't know why I'm seeing something about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Some of you need to go out in nature, okay? You need to go take a little nature trail walk. Some of you, that's going to really help you. I'm also getting a message about finding ways to enjoy the moment. For some of, and I know it can be hard because of what y'all are going through, but sometimes, okay, so I'm hearing, I don't know why scripture's been coming to me all through this, but let's go with it. Is it a merry heart is like medicine, is something, I think I'm butchering it, but basically the point is that some of you need a prescription of laughter in your life, okay? And however you get your daily prescription, whether it's through watching comedy or, playing with your children or grandchildren, or I don't know, whatever, you have to just be honest with yourself. Like, what lights you up? What puts a smile on your face? What makes you laugh? Whatever that is, you need to infuse more of that into your life, because it's going to be like medicine for your soul. This is what I'm getting. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we have here. Rainbow blessings are showering into your life, and infinite abundance. Hey, my gosh, this is really good. Abundance is pouring into your life. And I do feel like this is part of connections, like people that you are connected to in your community, or people that you are coming into contact with on the day-to-day. There's some kind of abundance coming through these relationships. It's almost like what I'm getting is that God is working through these people to bring things to you. I'm hearing it's in the little things. It's in the little things, okay? But it all adds up to something big, okay? Let's go on to Sagittarius. Show me Sagittarius. Sagittarius also has solitude. So some of you might be trying to get some alone time, all right, about working on getting to a destination. Your light is shining very brightly, reaching your destination. Some of you might actually be traveling to some far off place, something that you have idealized, something very dreamy. Oddly, my Sagittarian daughter is taking a trip to Norway. So, yeah, that's wild. So it could be, listen, if you're not thinking about taking a trip, and making plans, you know, to do that, then this is a message about, you know, where do you want to go? And you need to maybe take some time out to think on these things. And it could be someplace geographical, absolutely. When we're talking about Sagittarius, I mean, y'all are into travel. It's very much part of your sign. Man, if I meet a Sagittarian that doesn't travel, I'm thinking that's a sad soul. Okay, so some of you maybe take some alone time to think about making some travel plans if you're not already, or simply get some alone time to think about where do you want to go. If not geographically, maybe, who knows, relationally, okay, or otherwise. Where do you want to go? What's your destination? All right, Capricorn, let's see what we have for you, Capricorn. Taking shelter. The answers are within. This is very much like a Virgo vibe here, okay? And it might have to do with home and family. And this says surrendering to the journey. Release control. You know, I think y'all got a similar message to that in the last Capricorn reading. It was like, just let go of the need to control outcomes. And I feel that some of you, I am seeing something here also about traveling. There may have been a trip. You might be coming back home, because I see both of these travelers are returning home. Okay, so somewhat similar to Sagittarius. Got a travel message on that, but it's almost like they're going somewhere, you're arriving, you're coming back home or something. I don't know. I really am getting a message here that some of you need to do more prayer and meditation and releasing and surrendering and letting go of trying to maybe make something secure that you don't feel secure about within yourself, and maybe you can't, it's maybe out of your control, at least for now, and you're being asked to kind of let it go. But I do feel like, look at the two lanterns here. You got a lantern there and you got a lantern there. So there might be a feeling that there's a bit of darkness in your life, yet Spirit is with you, lighting the way. And really that light from within is trying to shine a light on any darkness in your life, so you do arrive at security, regardless of what's going on outside of you. Okay, Aquarius. See what we have for Aquarius. Remember, if you didn't see the video I put out for Aquarians, check it out, okay? Journey by Moonlight. We got 2 other signs that got that. I think it was Aries and Gemini got that one. All right. So believe in magic. Believe in the possibilities and potential. Oh, we got some magical thinking. Yes, we do. And look at that. I think Virgo got that one as well too. Wondrous universe. Walk in beauty. That is just like so dreamy there. Okay. Let me say this. It is Aquarius season. So we're in our element. We absolutely are. And, you know, all the energies are really, you know, benefic right now. The sun is our sign. We got Venus, we've got Mercury, or if they're not already in, they're going in, right? We got a new moon in Aquarius coming up. Holy crap, that is major on February 9th, where we can set some big intentions, okay? So what kind of magic do you want to create in your life, Aquarius? How can you live a more beautiful life, a more high vibrational life, a dreamier life, a more idealistic? We're going to be thinking a lot about idealism with all of this Aquarian energy that we're in right now, and the energy is just blessing. Some of you are probably looking quite magical to some people. I ain't gonna lie, okay? It's an Aquarius season thing for the Aquarians, all right? So I also want to say, you know what, if you're feeling a little bit lost, like I don't know where this is going, just be very led by your intuition, okay? That's going to serve you well. Follow your intuition, especially if things are unclear right now and uncertain. Just tune into that. But, you know, I wouldn't follow any Pied Pipers off of bridges, if you know what I mean. Spirit will keep you off of that track. Okay, and I'm really getting a strong vibe about manifestation, and make sure that you are setting some powerful intentions February 9th. And I will be putting out videos around that time, as always, God willing. And so make sure you're tuning in for that if you want to hear more, okay? Finally, save the best for last, Pisces. Yeah. I know, I'm an Aquarian, but I could say that because I got a Pisces stellium. So heck yeah. Pisces. What messages do we have for Pisces? Okay. Oh, begin now. Begin now. Take your first step. And surrendering to the journey. Release control. Capricorn got that as well. So, weird message. Are you coming or going? This is so fish. Pisces symbol. One's going this way and the other one's going, which way are you going? Okay, because I'm seeing in this one that somebody is leaving. And in this one, somebody's coming home. But it might be in the perspective. It might just be in perspective here is what I feel like Spirit's telling me. How do you know they're leaving? I don't know. I felt like they were leaving. They were coming home in the Capricorn, but I don't know. Maybe Capricorn is relevant to you, but I do feel like you are being asked to let go of controlling the direction that things are moving in. And I know that this is really, because right, with Saturn in your sign, I'm getting this vibe like you know, the guardrails have been thrown up on you, right? Like you want to go off-roading, or you know, maybe you want to go traipsing through the river. Who knows where Pisces wants to take this journey, but Saturn is there throwing up the guardrails like no, you're going down this highway that we have you on right here. Okay, no off-roading for you, Pisces. And you might be like, huh, well, no, that's not what I wanted. What are you talking about? Yeah. There's something about releasing and just and I don't know why I'm hearing, okay, let it be, Paul McCartney, let it be. That's not my generation. I don't listen to that music, but that's what I'm hearing. Let it be, let it be. Go look up the lyrics, okay? Because there's a message in there for you that you're going to have to let something be. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave it on that note, but damn, I just feel like I opened up a bunch of stuff right there. I got to go look at those lyrics. But anyway, I hope this has blessed y'all. And thanks for tuning in and following to the end. Until next time, y'all be blessed.